say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome everybody to Evolution Racing Network. I want to welcome you guys to the Full Frontal Sprint Car Series brought to you by Challenger Racing League. My name is Ryan Ezell, and every Thursday night we bring you all the action and some of the most badass, quirkiest, coolest shows in sim racing, and tonight is no different. These guys are right now pulling it out for the quick qualifier of the night. Let's throw you up some times with Ryan Bean right now putting down the fastest lap. This is the U.S. Mata Family Military Quick Qualifier of the night. This will determine how the drivers start in their heat race, and then the heat race will determine how they start for the 40-lap feature tonight. We've gone through 11 races right here in the Full Frontal Sprint Car Series. This is the second season from Challenger Racing League. Last season, we did the U.S. Legends cars on some of the similar tracks that we ran this season. And it has been very unique. You're not going to see NASCAR Cup cars running at Charlotte Motor Speedway mile-and-a-half track. These guys are always going to try to make it different, try to make it unique. And that's exactly what they've done the last two seasons. But second season for the Challenger Racing League. Here we are bringing the Full Frontal Sprint Car Series to a close, and a champion will be determined tonight. Got less than 2 minutes to go in the the Mata Family U.S. Military Quick Qualifier of the night. Will Ryan Bean keep his track record going? So many times he has this season as not only been a hellacious qualifier and getting the full award, but he's been getting the wins too. He's got the most wins of this season with 3, but he's second in points because he's had to miss a few races. Harold Watkins is our points leader this season, and only by 1 point above Ryan Bean with 1 win, but he has been so consistent, calling the Mark Martin of the league. He tries to stay out of the trouble and does such an incredible job of racking up the points where he can. But it all comes to a head tonight, folks. You know, here in about 1 minute, we will kick off the heat race brought to you by Potter County Diggers. And as soon as the heat race is done, then we will have a 5-minute warm-up session But we got a little special treat for you tonight. We will be bringing in the top 3 in points coming into tonight's race and bringing them down for a little 3 or 4 minute roundtable session before the race starts. Kind of give you, the viewers, an insight on what these guys are going through, how nerve-wracking it can be, and just how hard it is to drive in these cars. So, again, before we get to that, and before we get to our heat race number 1, brought to you by Potter County Diggers, I want to just say thank you guys so much for all of the support, and I am so looking forward to the night. I barely can hold in the excitement, and that right there, folks, nails it. Ryan Bean, your number 2 point setter, will get the Mata Family U.S. Military Quick Qualifier of the night, and will be starting on the pole for the heat race number 1, brought to you by Potter County Diggers. Let's see if we can't get a word with Mr. Bean. All right, let's see if we can't get the man, the myth, the legend, and see if we can't get the Ryan and Ryan show going on tonight. Mr. Bean, Ryan, up in the ERM booth. Do you got a copy?
I do. What's up?
Man, oh man, oh man. After 11 weeks in season number 2 for the Challenger Racing League, we are here in the sprint cars at the Milwaukee Mile, about to throw it down for a 40-lap feature. Man, tell me what you're thinking.
Oh man, these cars have been fun. It's gonna be probably the hardest race of the year. This car's super edgy, so it's gonna be. I'm gonna have to work for it, and Harold's gonna have to work for it too. So it's gonna be fun.
Well, brother, I look forward to it. You guys have a great, quick heat race tonight, and we'll be talking to you at the round table before we start the race tonight. And good luck. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks.
All right, you heard from it. Mr. Ryan Bean, your Mata Family U.S. Military Quick Qualifier of the night. And now it is time for heat race number 1 from the Milwaukee Mile Championship race. As you'll see that iRacing.com, pace car, take a hard left-hand turn. Remember, folks, 8 laps, 12 minutes, no cautions. It is all about the blood right now. These cars have so much power and 0 stability, so it's all about throttle control. This is not like a stock car, so you're going to watch these guys put it all on the line, and this is a track that they're not super used to. We're normally used to running a 3/10 to a half-mile flat little short oval, and now we're at the Milwaukee Mile, just a hair over a 1-mile track, and this is different. So they're going to be going into the corners with so much more speed and trying to keep the car so stable on corner exit so they don't lose the momentum down the long straightaways. But again, 7 laps to go, no cautions in the heat races, and right now we are looking at 6 laps to go, and Ryan Bean still running away with the show. He is trying to start on the pole. We'll talk about where we lie in the points as soon as the heat race is over, and we had the championship roundtable during the warm-up session, but man, he is putting on a clinic. Right behind him is the number 1 driver sitting in the points coming into tonight, Harold Watkins in the 22, and James Catrone. Scott Rothwell, our newcomer from Canada, is currently running 4th in the heat, and the number 6 Sinclair Rusty Modesty. Ooh, see, James Catrone gets way loose, has to collect it, which I gotta tell you, that is so impressive here in these cars at any track, because it looks easy when you're watching it, but it is so difficult. I mean, so difficult to drive these cars, you know, almost 900 horsepower in a less than 2,000 pound car, no wing for aero, no wing for downforce, both front and top. like you have in a dirt sprint car, and these guys have to baby that throttle. I literally, if anybody has watched us throughout the season, you've seen me, an in-car cam of me trying to just leave pit road at some of these tracks, and the disaster that was. So hours and hours of practice are coming to fruition tonight, folks, here at the Milwaukee Mile for the Full Frontal Sprint Car Series Championship race. And you're seeing the top guys right now running up front, showing why they deserve to be up in top of the points. I am wondering, is that number 14, Scott Rothwell, as you see Rusty Modesty throw it. He's mowing the yard, trying to lock her down, slides to the outside and makes contact with the wall, and he is trying to just not ruin anybody else's night. He'll fall in line, which will start him at the back of it, but right now it's all about Ryan Bean, and as he comes to the line, comes through 3 and 4 for the final lap here in heat number 1, brought to you by Potter County Diggers. Ryan Bean will not only get the Mata Family U.S. Military Quick Qualifier of the night, he will get the pole for the championship race for the Full Frontal Sprint Car Series. You see these boys having a little fun. They know they can tear their cars up. Their crews brought a completely brand new different car for the feature race tonight. Well, that's how they're going to finish, and that's how they're going to start for our 40 lap feature tonight. So let's take a look, and let's get our top 3 and get them down here. So let's start getting our championship contending drivers down here and see if we can't have our championship round table, if you will, right before this final race. And let's bring, now you will see, and we're going to switch it over here. First of all, you're going to see my ugly mug on the camera, folks. And you're also going to see, I do what I do, but on the right-hand side of your screen, you're going to see the Challenger Racing League presents the Full Frontal Sprint Car Series Championship race. And you see the top 3 in points there, Harold Watkins, Ryan Bean, and Bob Fitzpatrick Jr. Well, we have some last-minute news that's going to be exciting for tonight. Bob Fitzpatrick Jr., that was only, 15 points out of second place, is a scratch for tonight. He is unable to make the race, so that will pop Rusty Modesty in the number 6 Sinclair car up into the catbird seat, which he comes into tonight, 546 points. I want to welcome these 3 drivers. We've got to get through this quick, but I have Harold Watkins and the number 22 Ryan Bean and Rusty Modesty number 4th in points all here with me tonight. First of all, Harold, welcome and congratulations on coming into tonight in the number 1 seed.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Ryan Bean, which, you know, if he didn't miss a few races from out drinking too much at the bars, would probably have this thing on lock. He's here coming in with a little bit of a deficit, only 1 point back in second place. Ryan, how are we doing tonight, brother?
You know, just nervous as hell, but ready to race.
Hey, I love it. And I know he hates this, but the league owner and the league admin, Rusty Modesty in the number 6 Sinclair car, coming in 4th in points tonight. Number 3 is a scratch, so this puts him as one of the top 3 guys coming into the night. Rusty, how we doing?
Good. I don't belong here. I wish I was here, but you know what? We're all adults. We have our lives that we need to attend to. So
I don't know about you, but I got a 7-year contract with Gatorade, Marlboro, and Sinclair, so I have to do this. I got paid $7 million a year to do this. So what do you mean we're all adults and we have stuff to do?
yeah, I know, shocking, right? So hey, you know what? Some people take this really seriously. Some people know it's a hobby. You know, it's such a welcoming group of guys who we all realize that this is secondary to our life. We all have things that happen in our lives. I mean, Bob works hard. He had to work tonight. It stinks, but gives me a third place. I'll take it.
Hey, here's the reality. That's what makes this league so unique and so much fun is you guys understand that, hey, you're competitive, you want to take it serious, but at the same token, hey, this is sim racing. We spend a lot of time and effort putting this together, but at the same token, shit happens, man. You go out there, you got a job, you've got a family, and I'm just glad that we get to show a small glimpse into it. Now, real quick, because we're running out of time, Harold, what is your number one token to coming home with the championship tonight?
Well, after the heat race, it's going to be whoever makes mistakes, and Ryan's really good at not making mistakes.
Okay.
So just gotta do what I can do. I've said this all season long. The best ability is availability, and I think that's going to be the case at the end of this race.
Ryan, I'm going to ask you the same question. What's the key? Because you and Harold are basically coming in neck and neck, 1 point deciding the difference. What's your key?
Man, like I've said all season, the key to these cars, at least I think, but it hasn't shown yet, is saving tires, and I think we're going to need that today. It's the longest lap, not speed wise, but time wise. So
Oh, yeah, for sure.
you're burning the tires a little longer. So that's gonna be my goal tonight. Save some tires, be there at the end.
Awesome. Well, Rusty, I'm going to let you close this out as league admin, league owner, fourth in points. Tell us what your keys are to tonight, and I'll let you guys go grid up with the team.
The key tonight is just to sit back and wait for Harold and Ryan to take each other out.
Oh, love it!
You know it.
No, it's hard. These cars are hard. They're difficult. Trust me, I don't think anyone is going to be missing this season when we get done tonight. It's been pretty difficult on everyone and humbling. So we look forward to the next one.
All right, guys. Well, it is time to grid up and go out for that 40-lap feature. So you guys have a great race. It's been an honor to do showcase this for you guys this season. So get out there and have fun. Hopefully, we'll talk to you at the end of it.
Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate it.
All right, guys. Well, that is your top 3 endpoints that are running tonight. So it's time to kick it over and let's take a look at exactly how these guys are kicking off the race tonight. We've got 9 drivers coming in. You will see that Ryan Bean, number 2 in points, starting on the pole. He is the Mata Family U.S. Military Quick Qualifier of the night. Harold Watkins, the number 1 seed, 1 point above him into the points coming into tonight, will be starting to his outside. Scott Rothwell, our newcomer from Canada, will be starting 3rd. 4th, Harold Rothery. 5th, Jerry Culver in the 13, and Kevin Dow, glad to have him back after a couple of weeks out. And the 98 cars starting 6th. Robert Fitzpatrick, senior, 7th. James Catrone, 8th. And Rusty Modesty coming up after a little bit of trouble in the heat race, will be rounding out the field. And it's not where you start, it's where you finish. Well, folks, let's take a look at the race info. We're at the Milwaukee Mile. 1 mile track, mostly flat. It is hot and it is slick here. So it is time to take you guys to the green flag as we get this baby kicked off. 40-lap feature. Cautions are on. 9 drivers. It is time to decide a champion here at the Full Frontal Sprint Car Series as they are off and we're out. Let's kick it off and let's take a look. Ryan Bean gets a hell of a launch. Harold Watkins kicking up right behind him. Scott Rothwell and Harold Rothery behind him. But you see a little bit of smoke coming out back there. People already letting the nerves make and get the best of them. A little bit of action right there in that 2-car battle between James Catrone and Jerry Culver. That's about your only side-by-side battle. But up front, Ryan Bean is checking out on the field. And this is going to get interesting because before we know it, this thing will be over and a champion will be decided. You can see that Scott Rothwell the Canadian in the number 14 is having a connection issue. That's what the blinking is coming from. So probably got too much snow, covered up the internet, and he is struggling. But hopefully it does not drop him from the race. But we've got a gaggle of cars right here, basically 4th through 7th. All battling it out right there, taking multiple different lines. You see Rusty Modesty had trouble in the heat race, starting in the back, is already making his way up front. Went from 7th now to 6th after he's getting around Jerry Culver, and he is fighting his way up. These guys make it look easy and make it look like these cars are stupid easy to run. But I cannot stress to you how stupid hard they are. Because if you give the throttle just a hair too much on corner exit, that car has zero weight distribution, nothing to hold it down to earth. It will just kick around. So these guys are doing everything they can to get the most speed out of the car, yet keep the traction going. And if nobody is going to lose control and a caution comes out, then it's going to be about longevity, tire management. You heard Ryan Bean mention that earlier. You're going to have to be able to manage your tires. You're going to have to be able to have the most grip you can at the end of this race. You know, we are on lap 6, getting ready to come to lap 7 of 40 laps, folks, and only 9 drivers. You see one driver already in the grass right there. That was James Catrone doing some yard mowing, making a little bit of extra money, trying to keep the grounds nice and clean. Let's see if we can't go take a look at the ERN replay booth real quick, see exactly what happened, show you how easy it is to lose control. See that car come flying across? Let's, at 38 right there, and that was in the middle of the straightaway. Just shows you give a little too much gas, and those cars will quickly want to get away from you. Did a phenomenal job of keeping that car straight, not damaging it, getting it back on the track, and keep this thing going. That is what makes this league so different, so unique, as these guys are so talented, and it's so hard to see that and know how hard it is by watching them. But yet, I encourage you, open a test session on iRacing. Choose the sprint car and go to any short track on the service and just get out there and go run 30 laps and tell me how many times you wrecked. It's going to happen, and how easy it is. These guys are doing a great job, but up front, it's all Ryan Bean, as we are a fourth of the way through the championship race here at the Milwaukee Mile for the Full Frontal Sprint Car Series. This 11-week race coming to a close here tonight. Last season, they ran the U.S. Legends cars. This season, they ran the Asphalt Sprint Car. Next season, who knows what they'll run, but I can't wait to see. This is a little bit of a different type of league. It's a small field with different style tracks and a different style car that you're not used to seeing, and it's more of a driver's league than it is just a league to get drivers in. You know, anybody can start a cup car league and have 40 people ready to go out there and hammer it out and throw in a caution fest. But man, it really does take a lot to have these guys get out there in these cars that are so difficult to drive on tracks they're not used to doing. So it is awesome to watch them do it, as Ryan Bean is really putting on a clinic. He's got 3.9 second lead over Harold Watkins, which is the current points leader coming into tonight by only 1 point. So the stress and the nerves cannot get any higher than they are right now. Can Ryan Bean run another 27 perfect laps and keep Harold Watkins in his rear view? Well, we're about to find out. And I don't know how this thing's really going to play out. But right now, we've got a little battle back here between Scott Rothwell and Harold Watkins. Scott got a little loose, had to back out of it there in that black 14. Harold Watkins, though, I think he's looking at the big picture. You know, these guys, him and Ryan Bean, are one position apart. They finished one position apart in the heat. Therefore, it should only keep them within a couple of points of each other overall. Harold had a 1-point lead coming into tonight. In fact, I'm going to throw that up real quick so you can see your top 3 in points coming into tonight. Let's take a look at that right there. There's your graphic on the right-hand side. Harold Watkins had 612 points coming into tonight. Ryan Bean had 611. Bob Fitzpatrick Jr. had 596. And Bob is a scratch tonight, so he's not here. That's what allowed Rusty Modesty in the number 6 car to bump up to the 3rd spot. And by the way, that's me in the bottom left-hand corner. Love you guys, but nobody wants to see my ugly mug, so let's take it back to the action. Right here from the Milwaukee Mile, 25 laps to go. 5 more laps before the halfway point. And everybody, you can tell, based on the previous races that we have had in the last 10 weeks, we have usually had a caution by now, and there has been some pretty intense racing. I think everybody is just trying to play it safe and trying to just make sure they don't do anything to jeopardize their championship race. As you see James Catrone kind of pull over out of the way and allow Jerry Culver in the 13 right there to get around him. And let's go on board right now with, let's go on with our Canadian. Oh, and we have got a caution. We'll come back to that segment here shortly. Looks like Kevin Dowd has had some trouble. Let's go back to the era and replay and see exactly what happened. See him right there? That's in the middle of the straightaway. That's what we're talking about. That is a spot that, you know, anybody should be able to not lose control. But it's so easy, just the least little bit of throttle response in the wrong spot will literally destroy your night. Right there, keep an eye on the number 98. And that was at the tail end, the back half of the straightaway. He was just setting himself up for the corner and has trouble. So that's how easy and that's how quick everything can change. As you see Ryan Bean trying to fake out the field. But Scott Rothwell says, I'll take your fake. I'm going down. I'm going to get 4 fresh Feel Goods, a can of Sunoco fuel. And I'm going to come back out. There's going to be enough laps. And he will be starting in the 5th position if he comes out the way he went in here into the pits. So this could get interesting because with 21 or so laps left in the championship race here at the Milwaukee Mile, Scott may have enough time to be able to get around. Let's take a look. You see him coming off. And let's kind of throw up this little graphic. I just want everybody to see. You'll see on the right-hand side, at the bottom, first of all, is the ERN pit stop ticker. So any driver that's on pit road, you'll see their name and car pop up at the bottom and how long they've been on pit road. But on the right-hand side, you see kind of a digital image of the track. And we have the camera on the 14 of Scott Rothwell. That's why it's highlighted green. And you'll see where the rest of the field is. So Bob Fitzpatrick Jr., you see him at the top of the circle there coming down the left side. He is coming down pit road. Are these top 4 guys that did not pit sitting ducks? Or was there enough laps put on the current tires to make a difference? We don't know, but we are about to find out. In fact, let's see if we can't get a word with our infield pit reporter that we have special here tonight for the championship race for the full frontal sprint car series. Andrew Little, what are you hearing down there in the pits?
I've heard nothing because I'm not signed in at all.
Well, all right. So I set this up as if we were a professional NASCAR crew, and I literally just made everybody. the millions and millions of viewers that are out there watching us on NBC, ABC, CBS, and Fox, because we broadcast all. What a complete bunch of dumbasses we truly are. So anyhow,
Microphone just got hooked up. I'm late for the meeting. I didn't even know there was a race going on. My goodness.
Well, let's call it what it is. What are you hearing in the pit chat there about what happened there with Kevin Dowd? Did you hear any intel? It literally goes down these longest straightaways we've had all season, and the back half of the straightaway, all of a sudden, the rear of the car just kicked out. Did you hear any insight?
I believe the guy in front of him dropped a banana peel.
So he pulled the Mario Luigi on him. Got it.
Exactly.
Well, keep your ears to the ground. I'm going to be relying on you later here, and get logged in. Keep your ears to the ground, and I'll pull you down, and we'll see if we can get some more intel from you.
All right, sounds good. Talk to you later.
All right, big dog. Andrew Little, our infield pit reporter, if you will, doing his absolute worst. And we are back green again. Ryan Bean, as he did the first time, checks out Harold Watkins, but I want to highlight that third driver right there, the number 6 Sinclair, Rusty Modesty. This guy had to start dead last because of a little slip up he had in the heat race, brought to you by Potter County Diggers. Here he is sitting in third. This is how we interviewed these guys coming into the race tonight. Ryan Bean, Harold Watkins, and Rusty Modesty. That was your top 3 in points that are here to race tonight. And here is Rusty making it from dead last up to third. That caution was more beneficial to him than anybody on the track. Now, can both Harold Watkins and Rusty Modesty take advantage of this caution and that huge 4-second lead that Ryan Bean had on the field, and see if they can, utilize this to get up there and try to close the gap? They're coming to the line. This time by will be 16 laps to go. You see on your right-hand side that track graphic. That field is super tight together. But Ryan Bean already has a 1.3 second lead over Harold Watkins. But Rusty Modesty is nose to tail, bumper to bumper with Harold Watkins. And you see how much more speed from the Potter County Diggers chopper cam. You see how much more speed he has in the middle of the corner. Now Harold kind of makes it up on the straightaways. But right there, you'll see Rusty will close in on him. He's able to carry through the corners more. And it's because this track is so big for these little cars. They have so many different lines they can run. But Rusty has got to be careful because the number 4 of Harold Rothery is right behind him, and he is waiting for both of these guys to make a mistake. Now, Harold Rothery is not in the championship hunt tonight, but he would love to be the spoiler to come up and win this. He is going to be respectful enough, though. I know Harold personally. He will allow these guys to battle it out and to let them settle it for themselves. But you can see that he has more speed than both of these guys. And Rusty gets loose, loses contact, loses grip with the track, has to let out and kind of reset, rebalance the car. That allows Harold Rothery to get around him and get up into third, and James Catrone to get up to Rusty's bumper. Now, Rusty was really quick to rebound, and it's already, as you can see, Harold Rothery and Harold Watkins in front of him. He's already catching them in the field. So Rusty knows how to run this track. If you can literally lose the grip, have to let all the way out of the throttle, and lose an entire straightaway from the person in front of you, and within a half a lap rebound and get right back to where you were, that is impressive driving. That is somebody that has put a lot of time and a lot of laps into this track. You see right behind Rusty, Scott Rothwell is like, hey boys, don't forget about me. I'm coming up to play. But up front, you see the battle really is right here between second, third, and fourth and fifth. And Rusty Mosty getting loose again, losing another position to Scott Rothwell, the newcomer from Canada. And that drops him back to fourth. And then the Harold and Harold show. Harold Watkins getting loose and allowing Harold Rothery to get around it. But here's the reality. Ryan Bean came into tonight 1 point back in the championship hunt as we come to 10 laps to go. So these guys are all about just finishing clean. Harold Rothery, Scott Rothwell do not have a dog in the fight when it comes to the championship hunt. So somebody like Harold Watkins came in with a 1 point lead over Ryan Bean, cannot afford to get tangled up with a non-contention driver and lose it all because of, just overeagerness. So we'll have to wait and see. Scott Rothwell he has got such a hell of a run on entry. Gains up so much ground. And you see that a lot of these guys are struggling about halfway down a straightaway, trying to get back into it because you never really can hit these cars full throttle like you can a stock car or even an open wheel car that has the stability. These are always about feathering the throttle. And at any given moment, you can give too much, lose control. So as we've got 8 laps to go, Harold Watkins let Scott Rothwell get around, and then Harold Rothery's in second position right now. He's going to allow these guys just to go around. He's got much more to lose, or you'll see Ryan Bean though, 4.9 seconds already above the rest of the field. Next time by, he will have 6 laps to go. Here's what I want to do. This is what we were about to do before that last caution came out. Let's go on board with the leader tonight and the Mata Family U.S. Military Quick Qualifier of the night and the winner of the heat race #1 brought to you by Potter County Diggers. Let's go on board and show you what it's like to drive one of these. One of these cars around the track here at the Milwaukee Mile. You'll see that, and if you listen, let's actually throw that up real quick. We'll show you the tack right there in the bottom right. Oops, let's do dashboard. There we go. Yeah. Thank you. Right there in the bottom right, you'll see the gearing and the speed. Watch as he comes out of 4 and goes down front straightaway here. He's never really going to be able to hit full throttle all the way. He is having to baby this so much and to just feather the throttle through, trying to keep that car as straight as possible. And these are one of those type of cars where you want to absolutely wait until the car is straight as an arrow before you hit the throttle as hard as you can, because if not, the rear of that car is coming around and you're in trouble and there is no catching. So that is a couple laps around here at the Milwaukee Mile, and now it is time to take it back up front and let's see how this thing is playing out. Ryan Bean got a 6-second lead. Nobody is touching that guy with 3 laps to go. 6 seconds behind him, Harold Watkins right here in the #4 car. Our #1 points leader coming into tonight, Harold Watkins running in 3rd. James Catrone making his way up to 4th position in the 38. 5th, Jerry Culver in the 13 from Tacoma, Washington, making his way all the way up to 5th position. And 6th, last driver on the lead lap, Rusty Modesty. And but back up front for the final lap for the championship race here in the Challenger Racing League is going to be Ryan Bean. We saw some late race reaction there. Scott Rothwell having troubles taking it to the pits. But right now, Ryan Bean is flexing his muscles and showing why he belongs to be a champion as he comes out of 4 for the final time in the Full Frontal Sprint Car Series. Ryan Bean comes home, your champion. He came back 1 point behind Harold Watkins, but I believe tonight's pretty easy math to do. He will go home a champion here from the Challenger Racing League in the Full Frontal Sprint Car Series. Congratulations to Ryan Bean on another victory tonight. That will give him 4 on the season. Well, folks, this has been an exciting and quick 40-lap feature. We'll be right back after these words, and don't worry, you won't miss a thing as we go ERN side by side.
Casey's calling me over. Says he
The story's on. Who's
I
that?
have done. I got it! I got it! Oh my god! I'm back. Look at this bad boy. Casey's calling me over. Says he
The story's on. Who's
I
that?
have done. I got it! I got it! Oh my god! I'm back. Look at this bad boy.
All right, welcome back, folks, to the U.S. Oh, excuse me, I almost said their last season, to the Challenger Racing League in the Full Frontal Sprint Car Series final championship race. What a hell of a show we just witnessed. For the 40-lap feature here in the Sprint Car Series, you see the guys putting on and just letting off the steam and having some fun. These guys really put it on all season long. Can't wait to see. Let's throw up, before we do our podium interviews, let's throw up how these guys finished up tonight and give you an insight on, let's see. Right, one of the championship. Well, let's see. All right. There we go. I knew it'd finally take. Well, you see, Ryan Bean comes home victorious tonight. Harold Rothery in the Ford car coming home second. Harold Watkins in the 22 coming home third. James Catrone fourth in the 38. Fifth, Jerry Culver, great run for the number 13 tonight. Sixth, finishing in the 6 car, Rusty Modesty. Scott Rothwell in the 14 coming home seventh. Bob Fitzpatrick Sr. 8th, and rounding out the field, the 98 car, the one and only Kevin Dowd. So, interesting to see, but I'm pretty sure that Ryan Bean comes home with the championship tonight. So, let's see if we can't get the podium finishers, and the points are out, folks. Ryan Bean comes home victorious tonight. 4 wins on the season in the number 28 car. 695 points. Harold Watkins coming home second overall in the season in the number 22 car with 688 points and 1 win. And Bob Fitzpatrick Jr., who was unavailable to race tonight, still gets third place overall finish for the season with 643 points and 1 win on the season. And Rusty Modesty finishing fourth for the season in the number 6 car at 603 points with 2 wins. And our fifth and final spot in the top 5, Jerry Culver in the number 13 coming on with 571 points, no wins, but a strong, consistent, and earning the 5th position overall for the season. So let's see if we can't get Mr. Watkins put on a hell of a race tonight. Man, it was close. It was tight. And I think we have him here now. Let's talk to him. The number 22, Mr. Harold Watkins. Harold, this is Ryan, the ERM booth. You got a copy?
Hey, Ryan, how's it going?
Brother, how are you? I see that the points are just now being published. You come home with a strong second place overall finish for the season. Impressive, brother. But tell us what made it so different from these little quarter mile to half mile tracks we're used to running all season.
Yeah, I mean, it was really interesting that the car wanted to jump left out of the corner and then right once you get on the gas. So instead of just having to fight it and keep it going straight and not right into the wall, now you're fighting it off and in the straight. So it was interesting. But I was fighting demons the whole night. I was super loose off whenever I tried to push it. So I knew early on that it just was not meant to be. That's all right. It happens sometimes.
Well, you saw it from a few guys tonight. You saw it happen to Rusty Modesty, Kevin Dowd, Scott Rothwell, Bob Fitzpatrick Sr., and just about everybody with the exception of Ryan Bean. You saw everybody almost lose it in the middle of the straightaway, which is different, It just goes to show how unstable these cars are and how much throttle control means.
Yeah, and there was a lot of dirt up by the wall, and you had to get to that wall to get a good entry into the corner. So it took a lot of, precision, a lot of control with the throttle, and, Ryan's just really good at not making those mistakes. I mean, every car he's in, he's very consistent, hits his marks, and, that's something that everyone should strive to be on this service.
Oh, for sure. But don't sell yourself short here, Harold. You guys, I stressed it all night tonight as I'm broadcasting this race. I was like, they make it look so easy, as if anybody can hop on. It's just like a video game. You can hop on, and grab your favorite controller and go run a lap, but they don't understand how difficult and how many laps you guys have put in. So I don't want you to sell yourself short, because you have been the Mark Martin of this league all season long. You have been so consistent, going out there, keeping your nose out of trouble, 99% of the time, and clicking off a good points night, and, doing an incredible job. You come home this season with 1 win and only, 7 points back from the leader. So I want to personally congratulate you. Great job on the season overall. Great job on another podium finish this season. And what are you looking forward to next season? Because you don't know what kind of car, what style of tracks that Rusty's going to put together. What are you looking forward to?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be really exciting racing a different car on a different track every week. It's going to show, which drivers put a lot of time in on different tracks and different cars. And, honestly, this league was a blast. This car was a little bit tough to drive, but
For sure.
I mean, it just makes you a better driver in different areas. I mean, the other thing is it made a ton of, really good friends in this league. We all race mostly in RSR together, but because this league's a little smaller, we get a better chance to know each other a little bit more and race, another night of the week. So honestly, it's a blast, and I got to thank Rusty big time for putting this league together.
Kick ass, brother. Well, have a great week or two as you guys take off. I look forward to being able to announce all the details for next season. It's going to be a really badass show to watch. So, congratulations on another podium finish, a second overall finish for the season. And, brother, couldn't be more pleased with the results. So, have a great time. Congratulations. And we'll be talking to you soon, I'm sure.
Thank you, appreciate it. And just before I go, shout out to Ryan again. I mean, he was great all year long, and being a teammate now of ours in RSR, great guy. Couldn't think of a better guy to win if it wasn't me.
Well, and that right there, the respect amongst the drivers is so crucial to how it plays out. It is just the difference between a good league and a average league, and what you get
Absolutely,
everywhere
yeah.
else. So,
For sure.
well, brother, good luck, and we'll be seeing you next Tuesday for sure, and here in a couple of weeks on Thursday.
Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate it.
All right, Bubba. Well, that was your second place finisher. And I got to say to my three sons here out on YouTube, in the YouTube world, yes, that is my 7-year-old. And, you know, as much as I like to sit here in this big kick-ass sim rig with all these monitors and technology around me, he's the actual real race car driver. Lincoln Ezel, he runs Outlaw Karts. Same thing that Brexton Bush, Kyle Bush's son, Owen Larson, Kyle Larson's son, Cash Boyer, Clint Boyer's son. Same exact cars they run, we run. So we are a racing family through and through. And, you know, from whether it's real racing all the way down to sim racing. So thank you for the comments, man. I hope you come back. We have races on Tuesday and Thursday night, and I'll be posting all that up on our Facebook page. Just go to Facebook and follow us at Evolution Racing Network, and we'll be posting up all the details. So glad you're here tonight. But right now, I have our second place finisher for tonight, Mr. Harold Rothery in the number 4 car. How we doing tonight, brother? And hell of a rebound.
Hey, we're doing great, Ryan. Yeah, that's a win for me.
Oh, God, you made it look easy, but, you know, it's so hard to try to explain to the viewers how difficult these cars are to drive. You know, it looks so easy when you look from afar, but one little mishap on the throttle or braking or turning point, and these cars are uncontrollable. So you did a hell of a job avoiding everybody else's mistakes and battling all the way up to second place. So congratulations on that, and kind of tell us on the season finale what your thoughts are.
Hey, thanks. You know, these things are rockets. You just gotta hold on. Throttle control is the biggest thing I learned this season, and this is a great group of guys. I learned so much from these guys.
Oh, for sure.
It's one big happy family sometimes.
Well, and that's the thing. We talk about it all the time. This isn't going to be a 50-car field that you see, but the talent and the respect level that these drivers have amongst one another allows them to take these very different, unique vehicles like the asphalt sprint car and go run at tracks that they're not meant to run at and show that you can still be competitive and put on a good product. So, you know, next season you guys have this really cool format where the winner gets to pick the next track and the next car. So everything will be ever changing. What's your thoughts on that?
Oh, it's gonna just like this. It's gonna be a learning curve, but it gets us out there and try different things. It made me a better driver.
Well,
I'm still wrecking Rothery, but
well,
I'm
shit,
getting
we
better.
all got to do that, bro. That's just part of it, bro.
Right.
You know,
right.
I've
Look at
showed
it,
on
Ryan.
3 different occasions this season that I can't even get these damn cars out of the pits. I literally was stupid enough to put myself on camera, get in a car, show people my in-car camera, and try to leave the pits, and flipped every time on 3 different occasions. So we don't do that anymore.
right.
Kudos to you guys.
You guys, you do a great job, Ryan.
Oh, man.
Congratulations to Ryan Bean and Harold Watkins. Thanks, Rusty, putting on this thing. We had doubts at the beginning, but it turned out great. You
Absolutely,
do a hell of a
man.
job, man.
Oh, it's
I
been
want
so
to. I
much
want to.
fun and a pleasure to put this show out there for you guys.
Hey, thanks. I want to say hi to my granddaughter Amelia. She's watching tonight. So.
Well, hello, Amelia. Where's Amelia? What state is Amelia calling from? Or
We are
watching
in
from?
Ohio. We are in Ohio.
Well, hello, Amelia, from everybody at Evolution Racing Network and Full Frontal Sprint Car Series. We're so glad that you came in and you'll watch Harold tonight, and I'm sure that was part of the driving force that got you up to second place. Wouldn't you say, Harold?
Oh, absolutely.
There you go. Well, brother, have a great couple of weeks off season as you guys get ready for the next one, and look forward to talking to you soon, brother.
Hey, thanks, man.
All
Have
right.
a great one.
You too. And that right there was your second place finisher tonight, Harold Rothery. But, you know, we talked to who finished second in points. And tonight, it's all about the man of the hour.
Is there...
In the 28, Ryan Bean, as he not only come home with the victory tonight, with his fourth win in an 11-week season, but wrapped up the championship by 7 points. Congratulations, Ryan Bean. You made it look easy and effortless. You finished with a 6.6 second lead with a caution and a 40-lap feature. Man, tell us how you're feeling.
Oh man, I have no idea what was in me during that race, but I'll take it. That was the best. It's the best I think I've ever felt in this car for 40 laps. And I was nervous, but once I saw the gap I was creating in that first stint, and I in my head I was saving tires, and obviously I was saving them pretty well, and I was still able to drive away. I think that's just a culmination of 11 weeks of racing this car.
Well, you guys did such a great job, and it's so hard to describe to the viewers how difficult these cars are to drive because you make them look easy. But we saw several drivers tonight have just one tiny little mishap, and it literally cost them a position or two or three. And you had an effortless race from lap 1 to lap 40, and that shows why you deserve to be sitting at the top of the throne at the end of the season, man. It's, you know, you guys go off in the next season where the winner of each track will be choosing a new car and a new track. It's going to be ever changing. So with this being the last season for this format, you know, kind of what's your thoughts on this one and for next one?
Yeah, this one, the car is so difficult, it almost made you not look forward to Thursday. At least for me. But I will say this: it's so difficult, I probably won't be driving it again for a very long time. But it was nice knowing what you're gonna do. You know, like, oh yeah, okay, we're in the sprint cars next week still. But that new format, that's interesting. Obviously, you know, I'm probably gonna be picking a lot of road courses, but I like the unknown of, you know, what's to come, and I think it's going to be a tighter championship battle because, you know, everybody's picking what they like best, or they're picking just something chaotic, which is probably going to be the way I want to go. But it's interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that been done before. So I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Well, I'm excited to see how it all plays out. And, you know, you get and lock up another championship here at the Full Frontal Sprint Car Series presented by Challenger Racing League. And, you know, it was well earned, even with the few races having to be missed for doing your military obligations, which we are all super thankful for. Man, you made it look effortless. So I just want to say congratulations, well earned, and you certainly deserved it. Before we let you go and go, you know, celebrate with the team and get ready for the off season and get ready for next season, I want to give you one final opportunity to give any shout outs, sponsor plugs, thank yous to anybody. Ryan, the mic is yours, my friend.
Yeah, first off, I want to thank you up in the booth, man. You've done incredible all year. I love watching your broadcast. Can't wait to watch this one back, especially with the nice little show I put on for you. But I want to thank Rusty and everybody here at the league and all the league sponsors. And this has been just so fun. You know, when we did the Legends last season, I thought there's no way it could get any better, and it sure as hell it did. and I really love it. And lastly, I just want to thank Harold Watkins. He's a good friend of mine. Me and him gotten close over the past few weeks, and he's my teammate in other leagues. So it was nice battling with him today. He's so quick. He had me nervous coming into tonight because I know he's really good at these flat tracks, but he's got more coming to him, and can't wait to see what we both can do.
Awesome. Well, brother, have a great off season, and we'll be talking to you real soon.
Yes, sir. Thanks.
All right. Your champion, Ryan Bean, going off to celebrate. Well, folks, this the time of the night that I always hate, but at the same token, tonight's a special night as we close off the entire season for the Full Frontal Sprint Car Series and Challenger Racing League. I want to say personally, thank you for anybody that hopped in and watched and commented and shared and liked and supported any of the drivers or the network or the league. We certainly think that without you guys, none of this would be possible. And I want to personally thank Rusty Modesty for trusting Evolution Racing Network to bring a product and exposure to his league that he puts so much time and effort into. So thank you, Rusty Modesty, personally, and thank you to all the drivers that allow us to display their hard work and sometimes not the good things. The wrecks and the frustration. That's just part of it. This is a competition. So, and thank you to all the fans, Sherry and Casey and everybody that comments and watches, and my three sons and everybody out there. I want to thank you guys, man. Without y'all, this wouldn't be possible, and it's so much fun, and I cannot wait for next season to come off. So, that being said, here in a few weeks, back on Thursday nights on YouTube, you will see Challenger Racing League with their third and new, very interesting season that I can promise you've never seen before. And don't forget, over on Facebook on Tuesday nights, we have the coveted RSR Cup Series that will be kicking off in a couple weeks for a 36-week season. It's going to be badass to watch. And so until then, I hope everybody had a very Merry Christmas and a very safe and Happy New Year. And last but certainly not least, folks, do me a favor. If I ask anything of you guys, please do this. When you see an active or somebody that's currently serving or has served in any branch of the U.S. military, make sure you tell them how much you appreciate and thank the sacrifices that they have and continue to put up for us to allow us to be able to do things like this and to have our freedoms here in our great country, the United States of America. Without them, none of this would be possible. So I personally and everybody here at ERN, ERL, Challenger Racing League, the Mata family, Potter County Diggers, and Full Frontal Sprint Car Series, we want to say thank you to everybody that is currently or has served in the U.S. military in any branch. We certainly support you guys and look forward to seeing you guys next season here in just a couple of weeks. So make sure you stay tuned to our Facebook page, Evolution Racing Network, for all the latest and greatest updates. Till then, y'all have a kick-ass week and make sure you tell your friends about us. See y'all soon.